Chapter 71, Zhao Wou-ki. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Zhao Wou-ki seem to be thinking, Wang Feng shouted. Do it, what are you doing in a daze? The shout, everyone woke up suddenly. As the main attacker, Xiaowu rushed towards Zhao Wou-ki first, only to see her feet tap the ground lightly, and directly jumped up. At the same time, a vine appeared perfectly on Xiaowu's landing spot, lending her a helping hand. Naturally it was Tang San's blue-silver grass, a tacit cooperation with Xiaowu. Stepping on the vines, Xiaowu stepped the vines into a long bow like a full stretch, and shot towards Zhao Wou-ki. Brother Feng had avoided Zhao Wou-ki perfectly, and now they recovered. They naturally wanted to attack without spare energy. But Zhao Wou-ki saw Xiaowu attack, but only a faint smile appeared on his face, not avoiding or dispersing, like a wooden stake, just waiting for Xiaowu to attack. Although Xiaowu felt a little strange, she didn't let her go. She had already used martial arts proficiently, her feet were in the shape of scissors, and she completed the possession of martial arts in the air and struck towards Zhao Wou-ki's neck, bang bang. Two low voices sounded, Xiaowu's sharp blow, the power that his feet could almost pinch off an ordinary small tree, fell on Zhao Wou-ki's shoulders, but it was completely unable to cause Zhao Wou-ki to cause any harm. He couldn't even move him at all. The cooperation is good. With the tenacity of the blue-silver grass, it ejects from the air, which greatly increases the strength. But little girl, you are a girl, and your strength is inherently too small. Zhao Wou-ki said with a calm smile. Xiaowu said nothing, but frowned. At this moment, vines grew from under Zhao Wou-ki's feet and pulled Zhao Wou-ki into the air. The toxins in the vines instantly made Zhao Wou-ki's feet numb. Immediately after the vines disappeared instantly, without the support of the vines, Zhao Wou-ki was in the air at this time. Even if there was a heavy fall, it was useless. However, Xiaowu's feet are still caught on Zhao Wou-ki's shoulders. Waist bow. At this moment, Xiaowu's hands were slightly spread out, two vines appeared instantly, grabbing her hands, and bending Xiaowu's body into a limit arc. Get down to me. Xiaowu turned her feet, and took advantage of Zhao Wou-ki's time in the air, using the power of her feet and the assistance of the vine, to throw Zhao Wou-ki down. Good fellow, cooperation is not a normal understanding. What happened in this instant made Zhao Wou-ki also very surprised. This kind of cooperation would be impossible to achieve without a few years of running in. Zhao Wou-ki didn't know how many times Tang San, Xiaowu, and Wang Feng had fought together. In the past 5 years, the two have rarely played against each other. Almost of them are fighting together with Wang Feng. The tacit understanding is naturally far beyond Zhao Wou-ki's imagination. Just when he was about to land, Zhao Wou-ki wanted to hold up his hands. If he smashed directly on the ground, he would be uncomfortable, but just when his hands were just spread out, in the distance, a ghost-like figure has appeared on Zhao Wou-ki's back at some unknown time. Quietly. Is Zhu Zhuqing. Ding ding ding. A series of attacks sounded. Zhao Wou-ki had to use his hands, turn his back, and at the same time expand his spirit power. The 7 spirit rings instantly lit up from his body to resist Zhu Zhuqing's attack on his back. Failing to hold the ground with his hands, Zhao Wou-ki unfolded his spirit power and had to fall to the ground, making an explosion. Zhu Zhuqing gleamed, and before Zhao Wou-ki landed, he lightly jumped up from his back without being attacked by Zhao Wou-ki. The timing is extremely clever. Otherwise, it would be impossible to cooperate with Tang San and Xiaowu to complete this attack. There was a huge noise suddenly. I also don't know how heavy this Zhao Wou-ki body is. It was smashed on the ground, causing violent vibrations and dust in the sky. For a while, the three of them looked straight at the place where Zhao Wou-ki had fallen. Brother, let's start. Is it too heavy? Xiaowu was a little nervous. Tang San shook his head and said, it's not that simple. Zhu Zhuqing beside was also standing in the distance. At this time, after the Xuanhuan possessed her body, her appearance changed slightly. Her eyes were dark green and orange, and her claws were like sharp blades, exuding cold light, and her eyes were cold. Next, you will face a stormy attack from Zhao Wou-ki. Wang Feng secretly said to the side. He didn't plan to make a move. Wang Feng knew that if he made this battle, it would be too easy, and the three of them were hardly injured, and that stick of incense, it only burned 1/3. At this time, as the dust dissipated, Zhao Wou-ki put his hands on the ground and pulled out his head embedded in the ground like a carrot, then dumped it. Zhao Wou-ki appeared in the sight of Tang San's trio as if he was resurrected with blood. In an instant, the pupils of the three of them shrank sharply. Only then did I understand what Dai Mubai said just now. Even if Teacher Zhao stands in place and hits them, it is very difficult to cause harm. More than 70 level soul sages, only relying on their few soul masters who are less than 30 level, really want to hurt Teacher Zhao. It is difficult. Especially at this time. The 7 spirit rings of Zhao Wou-ki lit up all over his body. He was stronger than before, at least 2 meters and 5 meters tall, and he was still covered with a layer of brown bear hair. Looking from a distance, the explosive muscles are like a strong King Kong bear, and the real oppressive feeling is coming. Oops. Teacher Zhao is going to use his soul power. The General Dai Mubai secretly said that it was not good. Just now, it was only Teacher Zhao's big intention, coupled with the tacit understanding of Tang San and Xiao Wu, and the increase in Ning Rongrong's attributes, and the three of them worked together and made Teacher Zhao a loss, but even then, it is impossible to cause any harm to Teacher Zhao. On the contrary, at this time, Teacher Zhao's spirit power is surging, and his whole body exudes a sturdy and domineering aura. It is obvious that Tang San and the others are playing a little seriously. Come on, the sun is just right today, and my drowsiness just now has disappeared a bit. Zhao Wou-ki said seriously. It was obvious that he would step down again. Dai Mubai wanted to laugh but held back. I don't have any sleepiness, just take a little serious with you. Zhao Wou-ki roared, come on, let's continue. After finishing talking, Zhao Wou-ki walked towards Tang San step by step. He can see that the cooperation of the two people is too tacit, especially this kid who uses blue silver grass. It is a little troublesome to control, is solved first, and the offensive of these three people will instantly collapse. Xiao Wu, seeing Zhao Wuji coming, Tang San let out a low voice, his shoulders sinking. Xiao Wu leaped slightly, stepping on Tang San's shoulder, and directly leaping high. Come again. Zhao Wou-ki sneered, the same moves are not effective for me. As he said, Zhao Wou-ki also leaped high, intending to catch the bunny jumping around directly in the air, but at this moment, I counted the vines and directly encircled Xiao Wu. Almost the moment when Zhao Wou-ki punched Xiao Wu was immediately changed by the vines. At the same time, Vine assisted Xiao Wu and kicked towards Zhao Wou-ki sideways. Seeing from a distance, it was as if a hammer was tied to the tip of a vine, which strangely changed the arc, and slammed it sideways towards Zhao Wuji. Meteor Hammer. Wang Feng glanced. Is a synergy technique of Tang San and Xiao Wu. He has experienced it many times, but this technique is very difficult to work for Zhao Wou-ki, who has amazing defenses, unless the vine is tied to himself, and 1 foot can cause damage to Zhao Wou-ki. Xiao Wu is too light and his strength is too weak, so his attacks are very limited. The facts are also as Wang Feng expected. Xiao Wu kicked Zhao Wou-ki, only to make him stun for a while, even in the air, without any influence. At the same time, another Lingyo figure also struck towards Zhao Wou-ki. 2 spirit rings lit up from this figure. Zhu Zhuqing, who was harassing from the flanks, was at an extreme speed. As he approached Zhao Wou-ki, his body rotated into afterimages. In the afterimages, countless Senran light flashes. That cold light is naturally her second soul ability, Nether White Claw. This spirit ability reminds Wang Feng of Jiuyin White Claw, also looks a bit similar. Almost in a very short period of time, he can use double moves to launch hundreds of attacks on the enemy, and he can target the same vulnerable position. At this time, it is Zhao Wou-ki's stamina, which is very tricky. 2 attacks made Zhao Wou-ki's eyes flashed gold. Next moment, the first yellow spirit ring on his body suddenly rose. An angry roar came from Zhao Wou-ki's mouth. Golden Mang Masterpiece. At the same moment, Zhu Zhuqing let out a scream in the air, and was shocked by the roar. A mouthful of blood was sprayed directly from his mouth. and his consciousness fell into blur. Similarly, Xiaowu suffered even worse, she just kicked Zhao Wou-ki. The power of the back shock directly caused her to spit out a mouthful of blood. The vines tied to her also burst instantly and fell from midair. Even Tang San in the distance was instantly shattered because of the vines, and he felt blood surge in his body, making him extremely uncomfortable. But he also hurriedly used the blue-silver grass again in an instant, took Xiaowu away, and fell into his arms. Although that was only Zhao Wou-ki's first spirit ability, however, this spirit ability caused the trio's offensive to collapse instantly. This is the true strength of the 76th level Soul Saint. Immediately afterwards, Zhao Wou-ki snorted coldly, and slapped him like a fan in Tang San's hand in the distance. At the critical moment, Xiao Wu, who only had 3 points of consciousness in Yu reading www.yuukeungshu.com, opened her eyes, a trace of blood flashed in her eyes, and looked towards Zhao Wou-ki. Ha! Charm spirit ability. Zhao Wou-ki was taken aback, but he was not surprised and rejoiced. He saw a flash of golden light in his eyes and directly met Xiao Wu's eyes. Almost instantly, as soon as she met, Xiao Wu fainted. Tang San also held the moment that Xiao Wu had finally earned, and the ghost shadow flashed away, avoiding Zhao Wou-ki's palm. Zhao Wou-ki did not continue to chase, but just stood still. Xiao Wu, Xiao Wu! Tang San exclaimed anxiously, but at this time, Xiao Wu has fainted, and he can't wake up. At the same time, Dai Mubai in the distance also hugged Zhu Zhuqing with a slightly gloomy expression. Apparently, Zhu Zhuqing also fainted. Don't worry, she's okay. It's just that she suffered a backlash. There is a huge difference in spirit power between her and my spirit power, plus my martial spirit, the Vajra Bear, is the most conspicuous spirit ability. Let her sleep for one night, and tomorrow should be it will almost heal. Zhao Wou-ki smiled and said, I shouldn't have to do anything again, right? Even if you add that little girl from the 7 treasure glazed glass sect, you can't survive my incense sticking time. But at this moment, when Zhao Wou-ki hadn't finished speaking, 3 golden rays of light suddenly floated from a distance, fell on Xiao Wu, Tang San, and Zhu Zhuqing accurately. The bright light envelopes the 3 of them. Everyone present was stunned for a moment. Is almost the next moment. Brother, you tightened me a little bit. I'm fine. I was so warm and comfortable just now. Xiao Wu's voice rang crisply. In a moment, the entire clearing was quiet. Chapter 72, Satisfy You with Compassion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At the same time, Zhu Zhuqing also slowly woke up, and saw that he was lying in Dai Mubai's arms, his face suddenly cold. Let me down. After finishing speaking, Zhu Zhuqing jumped up gently by himself and landed firmly on the spot. Dai Mubai. How many seconds have I just hugged me? He looked at Wang Feng in the distance. What do you want to be cured tomorrow? Wang Feng said with a smile, Little San, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, keep going. Zhao Wou-ki. Brother, don't look at me anymore, I'm fine. Xiao Wu waved her hand, wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth, and said with a smile, I feel that my body has strength again. Tang San looked at Xiao Wu blankly, and said in disbelief, are you really all right? Although it was not a fatal injury just now, it was definitely a serious injury. How long is this? Healed. Even Tang San felt the blood surging inside his body calm down instantly, but he cared too much about Xiao Wu and didn't notice it. This healing power is too exaggerated, isn't it? Ning Rongrong opened his mouth in the distance, almost thinking that this battle had been defeated, but now, the 3 of them seemed to be back instantly. Zhu Zhuqing's gaze fell on Wang Feng, with a little more gratitude in his eyes, but he looked even colder at Zhao Wou-ki. Xiao Wu also looked at Zhao Wou-ki and said, Teacher Zhao, you and we already know your first soul ability. This time, you are not so easy to get us recruited. Also, Zhu Xiang, already 3 points the second one. Mr. Zhao, come on, shall we continue? Xiao Wu said in the same words as Zhao Wou-ki just now. Somewhat ironic, Zhao Wou-ki turned his head stiffly and looked at Wang Feng, this kid. He just learned that the other party only has healing power, plus it has a strange effect on him, so he didn't pay attention to him, did not expect. Sure enough, this kid is the hardest thing to do. This abnormal healing power almost makes the three of them reborn with blood. If Tang San, the three of them, come here again and survive the last third of the incense sticks, it won't be too easy. And, looking at this kid's relaxed look, it seems, has not consumed much soul power. This means that unless I really kill these three people, otherwise, these three people will be resurrected with full blood forever. But it is impossible for me to really kill the three of them. Just now, two of them were seriously injured. If the dean was there, I'm afraid he would be scolded. Little devil, I really despised you. Zhao Wou-ki looked at Wang Feng and shook his head. Come on then, you can fight to the last minute, even if you win this game. Sure enough, a stick of incense is not enough. I'd listen to Mubai if I knew it a long time ago, and let me have a few more incense sticks. At this time, Wang Feng looked at Tang San. Wait, teacher. Tang San looked a little gloomy. What? Zhao Wuji looked at Tang San. If I can, I want to try again with you. This time, I only use one person. Tang San slowly said, if I can last a stick of incense by myself, even if we pass the exam, do you think it's okay? Hearing this, everyone except Wang Feng was stunned. Brother, how can you do it alone? Xiao Wu said anxiously. Tang San shook his head and said, Xiao Wu, although Brother Feng's healing ability is very powerful, I don't want to see you hurt again. Every time he saw Xiao Wu hurt, Tang San felt very uncomfortable. After all, he didn't protect Xiao Wu well, he will not allow this to happen again. Hearing this, Wang Feng couldn't help sighing in his heart. Xiao San, this fellow, is a spoiled wife and a mad demon. I really don't see Xiao Wu hurt a little. I am a prophet, and I feel that I must be injured in battle. Only when I am injured can I be profound and increase my combat experience. In the past 5 years, he has fought many spirit beasts, not knowing how many injuries he suffered and how much blood he shed. The protection mentality of Xiaosan's spoiling wife, crazy and demon is a little beyond my knowledge. After all, I'm just a single dog. I can't understand it temporarily. Wang Feng watched quietly. He knew that Tang San wanted to show his full strength. Are you sure? Zhao Wuji looked at Tang San. His courage was commendable. His courage was commendable. I really think Zhao Wou-ki is old. Tang San, we are a team comrade, would it not be okay to leave you alone? Ning Rongrong walked over and asked with a frown. So, I will trouble you later and add an increase for me. Tang San smiled. Relax, even if I lose, you will pass the exam. This is just my own battle. Ning Rongrong nodded, thought about it, and said, Father said that a team must look like a team. If you lose, none of us can count as passing the exam. Hearing this, Tang San was taken aback. Zhao Wou-ki on the side laughed a few times. The little girl is right. Zhu Zhuqing and Dai Mubai remained silent. Tang San's persistence was due to Xiao Wu. They are not easy to say, and Ning Rongrong is right. Ning Rongrong, this girl, feels really two extremes. Wang Feng couldn't help feeling novel. He knew that this girl was actually hiding her arrogance now, but the side she showed now was really extraordinary. After making a decision, Tang San and Zhao Wou-ki walked onto the square again. Wang Feng walked aside with a sense of boredom, but naturally he knew it, and it wouldn't be too much, unless he applied deified spirit ability to Tang San, but it couldn't change the final result, only that it made Tang San attack more smoothly. There is a huge difference in spirit power between him and Zhao Wou-ki, not to mention doubling various attributes. Doubling twice is useless. This is still the situation where Zhao Wou-ki did not make a heavy move. Almost the moment Tang San shot, everyone except Wang Feng and Xiao Wu changed their expressions. Then, the square began to blast. Tang San's hidden weapons can be described as endless, and the whole body seems to be countless. Crazy smashed at Zhao Wou-ki from all angles. Zhao Wou-ki activated 5 spirit abilities one after another, but he couldn't completely capture Tang San. Penetrating bone nails, floral crossbows, controlling cranes and catching dragons. ghosts and shadows, mysterious jade hands, and various toxins. Tang San's unique skills in the profound school record were extremely proficient. I saw Dai Mu by several people, shocked again and again. Until the end, Tang San used his second martial arts spirit, the clear sky hammer for the second time, with a punch to make Xiao Wou-ki dizzy, and Tang San was finally shot flying by Xiao Wou-ki. In the field, it calmed down instantly, and at this time, a stick of incense, it has passed. Xiao Wou-ki stood up with a bit of embarrassment, nosebleeds on his face. In this battle, he fought very badly. On the one hand, because he couldn't exert his full strength, he still had to control his strength, otherwise he would be careless and hurt Tang San. On the other hand, he is not good at strength. Tang San's hidden weapon, ingenious calculations, a violent shot, and the mysterious hammer at the end made him suffer a lot. On the contrary, Tang Song was desperately desperate, and he had all his cards. However, it's not easy to be like this with myself. Xiao Wou-ki sighed. There was nowhere to put the anger in his heart. Tang San was equally uncomfortable, his face was a little pale, and a little blood spilled from his mouth, relying on Dai Mu Bai's support, and then barely stood up. At this time, several people watching the battle were talking. Tang San, what kind of attack did he use? I have never seen it before. Ning Rongrong said in surprise. Xiao Wu said proudly, it's called a hidden weapon. It's the third brother's jerk. It is very powerful. So far, I have seen one person who can avoid the third brother's hidden weapon. The first time I saw it, the speed no, for the third brother, it is completely a living target. Hidden weapon. Dai Mu Bai murmured, I didn't see the trajectory of those things just now. It's too fast. If it were me, I'm afraid it won't last long. It seems that Dai Mu Bai remembered something and couldn't help asking, wait, you said, someone can escape Tang San's hidden weapons. Who? Is it also a soul saint? Upon hearing this, Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqin also looked at Xiao Wu curiously. Not soul saint. At this time, Tang San said in a low voice, it's Brother Feng. So far, only he can escape all my hidden weapons for the time being. Heard this, everyone was stunned, even Xiao Wou-ki was stunned. Tang San's ghost stuff just now was extremely tricky. Even if he was prepared now, he couldn't escape it, unless it is a war spirit master of the agile attack system. He needs to be at least level 60 before he can escape all of them. As for the little demon with the horror healing ability, can he escape all of Tang San's hidden weapons? Wang Feng smiled at everyone. Without speaking, he waved 2 rays of light, falling on Tang San and Xiao Wuji. The two seem to be seriously injured, but in fact, they are relatively light. It didn't take long for the two to recover. Tang San also took out the dragon beard needle from his body for Xiao Wuji. I don't believe it. Ning Rongrong shook his head quickly. Tang San did not explain, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. As early as 6 months ago, I had a real contest with Feng Ge. Although he was a little weaker than he is now, he still had all his cards out, except that there was no dragon beard needle. There was not much difference, but still did not cause any damage to Feng Ge. Brother Feng's speed and response are so fast that Tang San is hard to imagine. So Tang San couldn't imagine Wang Feng's specific strength in these years. I don't believe it either. Xiao Wou-ki was very angry and rubbed his face. He did not recover quickly. There were still several large bags on his face, and those toxins had not been eliminated. But the body is really warm, there is no injury in the body, and I can't help but be even more surprised by this kid's healing ability. After finishing talking, Xiao Wou-ki seemed to think about it. A smile appeared on his face, looking at Wang Feng, his eyes were a little strange. Tang San, you guys, all passed. But this kid, he doesn't count. After hearing the words, everyone was taken aback. Xiao Wou-ki folded his hands and rubbed it, and there was a crackling sound like popping beans. You kid, come and fight me. Xiao Wou-ki looked at Wang Feng, with flames burning in his eyes. Since Tang San said that you are so powerful, it's just right that I was unhappy just now. Come and make me feel good. Hearing this www.novelmtl.com, everyone was still in a moment. Looked at Xiao Wou-ki in shock. Wang Feng. Teacher Zhao, you are a little unreasonable. Dai Mubai whispered, Wang Feng is a healing spirit master, he. Furthermore, you will play in person, and I will help you loosen your bones. Dai Mubai shut up instantly. Ms. Zhao, we are a team. Ning Rongrong also said quickly, how can you bully Wang Feng alone, it's too much. Oh. You care about him so much, do you like this kid? You talk nonsense. I don't care. Ning Rongrong was taken aback, his face flushed with shame, his eyes wavering, he dared not go to see Wang Feng and stop talking. Zhao Wou-ki hits the two again, and the two of them have nothing to say. Teacher, if it is. Tang San and Xiao Wu looked at each other, just about to speak, however, Zhao Wou-ki directly waved to interrupt. You two don't talk nonsense, don't think that your kid has just been able to consume a stick of incense with me, you really can bear it? Tang San. Teacher, can I be with him? Zhu Zhuqing was silent for a moment and said. You little cat, what can you do with me? Just stay. At this time, Zhao Wou-ki, like a gunpowder barrel, burns at a single point, obviously how frustrated I was in the previous battle, if you don't find someone to vent it, it's hard to calm down. Everyone was in a hurry. At this moment, Wang Feng suddenly said. Okay, since you have requested sincerely, then I will be merciful to satisfy you. As soon as the words came out, everyone was stunned on the spot. Chapter 73, The First Soul Skill, Deification. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this time, Zhao Wou-ki is like a volcano that is about to erupt, but it really is who is going to die. But in fact, Wang Feng didn't agree, and he couldn't really disagree with Wang Feng's test. Because of Wang Feng's spirit power, talent is already obvious, just a healing ability, it is enough to enter Shrek Academy. Obviously, Teacher Zhao is going to beat this kid to vent the anger in his heart at this time, but no one thought that Wang Feng would actually agree to Zhao Wou-ki's request. Brother Feng, blame me. Tang San smiled bitterly, if it hadn't been for Xiao Wu's performance just now, and all his cards had been played, Teacher Zhao was very aggrieved, and Teacher Zhao would not trouble Brother Feng at this time. I was really impulsive just now, after all, Teacher Zhao is a teacher, but not a real enemy. Besides, Brother Feng doesn't have those hidden weapons of his own, and at this time Teacher Zhao is holding a breath in his heart, and fighting against Teacher Zhao, it can be said to be more difficult at this time. If Teacher Zhao fights with himself now, I am afraid it will not be so easy to be recruited. Tang San thought in his heart. Blame you, you did the right thing. Wang Feng said with a smile, I really want to fight with Teacher Zhao. If I get beaten up, I won't be afraid. My martial soul is capable of healing. He is really not afraid. Zhao Wou-ki is impossible to kill, and he himself is not so easy to be beaten. Wang Feng, you, an auxiliary soul master of the healing department, really want to fight Teacher Zhao? Ning Rongrong suddenly turned his head, the blush on his face faded a little. Don't be aggressive. Even if you can avoid Tang, the hidden weapons of the third do not mean that you can escape the attack of Teacher Zhao. I knew it after hitting it. Wang Feng glanced at her. I didn't expect that girl Ning Rongrong would still care about people. Well, you guys don't say anything. Zhao Wou-ki looked at Dai Mubai and Zhu Zhuqing, who still wanted to talk, and immediately waved his hands. People are not afraid of being beaten by me. What are you talking about? Dai Mubai, you take a few of them first. Arrange the room. Hearing this, several people were startled. Wang Feng was also stunned. What the hell, let them go, who would I pretend to be? Can't go. Wang Feng hurriedly coughed a few times. Teacher Zhao, let's finish watching. Tang San said, if you can't stop it later, and an accident happens, we can stop it in time. Yes, I have to add status to Wang Feng. Ning Rongrong also said quickly. Zhao Wou-ki thought for a moment, nodded, and said with a smile, all right, let you go, I just don't let you leave a psychological shadow. Everyone, this kid, with such a strong healing power, is a bit more powerful than Oscar's sausage, and he will be addicted later. Zhao Wou-ki thought in his heart, the two people came to the square where there was already a mess. Wang Feng, wait, I will give you a status boost. Ning Rongrong hurriedly shouted. However, Wang Feng waved his hand and said, thank you, I won't use it temporarily. Ning Rongrong felt annoyed. Are you looking down on this young lady's 7 treasure glass tower? Seems to know what Ning Rongrong thinks, Wang Feng explained. I want to play with Teacher Zhao normally first, nothing else. Hearing the explanation, Ning Rongrong's anger disappeared a bit, but he still snorted and said, then you should be careful. Boy, come on, where do you want me to beat you? Zhao Waoji stood upright. From the injury just now, he is already well, and after the fight just now, he is in excellent condition at this time. I want to beat you. Wang Feng grinned and rushed directly towards Zhao Wou-ki. Quickly. Extremely fast. An air current burst out almost directly on the spot. Dai Mubai and Tang 3 people, they didn't even see the shadow. Feng Ge's body technique is not exquisite, but the essence of any body technique is pure speed. It has the purest speed. Any exquisite body technique is like vain. Tang San took a deep breath. Purple light flickered in his eyes, and the purple magic pupil was lifted, and only then could I slightly see the figure of Feng Ge. It was afterimages. This is the reason why his hidden weapon is so difficult to work against Feng Ge. Feng Ge reacted quickly, too fast. Tang San sometimes even wondered, if Brother Feng learned the various subtle hidden weapons in the Xiantian Baolu, would his achievement be higher than himself? But I just think about it, Xiantian Baolu is the treasure of the Tang sect. If you can't establish the Tang sect, you must not spread it. Wang Feng's speed is like a gust of wind, causing bursts of smoke. This kid is good at speed. No wonder he can avoid all kinds of insidious hidden weapons of Tang San's little hedgehog. Zhao Wou-ki thought in his heart, but stood still as steady as a mountain, good at speed. He has super defensive power, Zhao Wou-ki said unceremoniously. If it weren't for Tang San's hidden weapons just now, he would never suffer such a big loss. I just don't use my soul power, stand here and beat this kid. What about you? Just stood by himself, gave Tang San the 3 of them, and beat them all at once. What happened? It's also a little bit ashamed, nothing shit. Say it's too late, then soon. Almost 2 blinks of an eye, Wang Feng rushed in front of Zhao Wou-ki. The huge momentum brought a hurricane-like airflow. Wang Feng was simple and straightforward, without any fancy punches, directly towards Zhao Wou-ki. Stomach boom. Boy, the 3 of them tried their best just now, and they couldn't hurt me. You wanted to punch me with a punch? A smile flashed in Zhao Wou-ki's eyes. I want to see how much you can do. Power. After saying this, Zhao Wou-ki was also unavoidable, standing still, not even using his soul power. Everyone watched with bated breath. Only Dai Mubai's eyes were a little weird. Teacher Zhao, it's too big. At this time, Wang Feng smiled and stamped a punch on Zhao Wuji's abdomen. Next moment. Boom. There is a muffled sound. Boom. Zhao Wou-ki was hit and flew out directly by this punch. His body was like a bent steel pipe in midair, and bloodshot strands appeared in his eyes, as if to fly out of his eyes, was directly blasted out dozens of meters away, smashed into the dust, and set off a string of dust, which was extremely shocking. Everyone's mouth is slightly soft. This is simply more exaggerated than when they joined forces to fight Zhao Wou-ki just now. The corners of Dai Mubai's mouth twitched slightly, and he thought to himself, Wang Feng must have kept his hands at the Rose Hotel at the time. Otherwise, that punch is more than just blasting oneself away. Wang Feng did not keep his hands. He exercised his soul power and used his whole body strength, has no other meaning, beat him. Is he really the auxiliary soul master of the healing system? Ning Rongrong looked at Wang Feng blankly. Everyone is an auxiliary soul master, why is there such a big gap? Zhu Zhuqing's face is also a little depressed. As a war spirit master of the agile attack type, she is best at speed, but just now, she couldn't see Wang Feng's speed. A terrifying power, or the purest power. Tang San murmured. Just now, the three of them tried their best to borrow all kinds of advantages in the air. The three of them worked together and barely inflicted some damage on Teacher Zhao, but now, Brother Feng just punched him straight out and sent Teacher Zhao flying. Brother Feng usually fights with us, so keep your hands. Xiao Wu said with some fear. Definitely. At this moment www.novelmtl.com. In the dust and smoke in the distance, a figure stood up violently. Good boy. As the voice fell, the figure of Zhao Wou-ki walked out of the dust and smoke. The 7 spirit rings rose from his feet, shining brightly in the air, and at this moment, the first spirit ring suddenly gleamed. Is obviously Zhao Wou-ki's first soul ability, Fudo King's true body. It was his first spirit ability just now, and instantly defeated Tang San Xiaowu Zhu Zhuqing's trio, and shocked 2 of them into serious injuries, losing their combat effectiveness. Any melee attack is completely restrained. Boy, although your strength is strong, it stops here. Zhao Wou-ki looked at Wang Feng, with a little excitement in his eyes. The punch just now really made him feel the pain caused by pure power, but, as long as he uses his spirit power, activates his first spirit ability, and does not move Ming Wang's real body, if this kid dares to attack him with a punch, he will not be hurt at all. On the contrary, this kid will be seriously injured. Is it? Wang Feng stood on the spot, looked at Zhao Wou-ki, and said slowly, since you also use spirit skills, then I will use spirit skills too. At this time, Zhao Wou-ki, his punch, it is indeed unlikely that Zhao Wou-ki will cause any harm. Spirit ability? Isn't your spirit ability healing power? Zhao Wou-ki coldly snorted. The difference in spirit power between you and me is too big. If you want to rely on the side effects of the healing to cause trouble to me at this time, it is impossible. Everyone is also a little confused. Wang Feng smiled, unfolded the golden lotus in his hand, took a deep breath and slowly said. The first soul ability, deification. The voice falls. Light. The incomparable golden light instantly enveloped Wang Feng's body. Chapter 74, Zhao Wou-ki vs. Wang Feng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 2 spirit rings rose slowly from Wang Feng's feet. Accompanied by Wang Feng's words, the first deep purple spirit ring was brilliant. At the same time, the golden lotus in Wang Feng's palm, gushing out endless golden light, enveloping Wang Feng, the golden light pierced everyone's eyes with pain. 1,000-year spirit ring, 10,000-year spirit ring. Zhao Wou-ki narrowed his eyes and looked at Wang Feng in horror. Didn't he know that Wang Feng's spirit ring was so abnormal? When Wang Feng moved just now, he did not use his spirit ring. Turtle Tortoise, the first spirit ring for 1,000 years, and the second spirit ring for 10,000 years. Zhao Wou-ki felt his blood boil slightly. For so many years, he has never taught such a student, far beyond the spirit ring of ordinary spirit masters. Even those genius spirit masters can only be far behind. No wonder you dare to promise me. Zhao Wou-ki's whole body shook, and there was another crackling skeletal sound. I want to see. The second spirit ring is the little guy of the 10,000-year spirit ring. How powerful. Deified spirit ability. It looks like it is an auxiliary sexual soul skills. At the same time, everyone is watching closely. Brother Feng's first spirit ability. Xiao Wu was also a little excited. Brother, what do you think it will be? Deification. Judging from the name, it seems to be an auxiliary spirit ability. However, the additional spirit ability of the 1,000-year spirit ring ability is definitely not simple. Tang San analyzed in a low voice. After speaking, he glanced at Ning Rongrong, Wang Feng's first spirit ability. Even the 2 who often fight Wang Feng have never seen it. Isn't his spirit ability healed? Dai Mubai frowned and looked at Wang Feng, who was bathed in golden light, vaguely felt a huge energy fluctuation. Ning Rongrong also watched curiously. Like Dai Mubai, she also thought that Wang Feng's spirit abilities were just the cure. But now, Wang Feng's first soul ability does not seem to be a cure. Auxiliary spirit skills. Is it also an additional state? Ning Rongrong curled his lips, could it be stronger than my Qibao glazed tile pagoda? Everyone looked at it without blinking. Soon, the golden light retreats. Wang Feng's figure appeared. When, seeing Wang Feng bathing in the golden light again, everyone, including Zhao Wou-ki, was completely stunned. Without him. Is so handsome. At this time, Wang Feng's whole body was shining with a layer of radiance, and his messy short hair became incomparably neat. With the fluctuation of energy, he swings backward, his face is like a god, and his eyes are full of faint golden light, full of suffocation of oppression. What's more terrifying is that Wang Feng's whole body is still surrounded by a layer of golden lightning, hitting the air, making a sound of breaking through the air, like thunder. Looking down at the whole person, it gives people a terrifying pressure like a descending into the world. Everyone looked at it, dumbfounded. No wonder it is called deification. This is simply, like a god. Boy, what kind of soul skill are you? Zhao Wou-ki smelled a hint of danger from Wang Feng at this time. Can vaguely feel that this kid has become a lot stronger. You will know right away. Wang Feng grinned, the next moment. He suddenly disappeared in place. Like a gust of wind. Almost everyone hasn't even blinked their eyes. A series of lightning and thunderbolts burst into the air. The speed is incredible. It was Tang San at this moment, when he lifted the purple magic pupil, he couldn't see Wang Feng's figure clearly, and he was shocked. Then, Wang Feng appeared next to Zhao Wou-ki. Fudo Ming Wang, Zhao Wou-ki roared, the first spirit ring golden light masterpiece. His body seemed to have become like steel, giving people an indestructible feeling. Take my punch. There is no shadow, but the voice comes from nowhere. It sounded like a wooden stake hitting an ancient bell. Zhao Wou-ki's face changed. Only felt that a force several times stronger than before, hit his chest abruptly, making him feel a pain in this state. Is even more weird. The body feels even more numb. Then, the chest suddenly became unconscious. It's the lightning that surrounds that kid. What the is that? Zhao Wou-ki was shocked to know that he is in this state. The Fudo Ming King body is opened, and he is immune to most of the power and damage. But this kid can actually make him feel a sharp pain, even numb his body. The huge power struck, and the paralysis attached to the lightning made Zhao Wou-ki completely unable to stay where he was. With a single punch, he stepped back. Bang bang bang. Is almost instantaneous again. The golden lightning light ran across Zhao Wou-ki's body, and instantly left several fist marks or footprints all over Zhao Wou-ki's body. Fast to the extreme speed, terrifying power, even if Zhao Wou-ki, who opened the real body of the immovable king at this time, had no time to react. Almost within a second. The golden light turned into by Wang Feng attacked Zhao Wou-ki several times. If you stand in the perspective of Tang San and others, it is as if you can only see a golden light, passing through Zhao Wou-ki from all directions. With each passing, Zhao Wou-ki's face becomes a little gloomy, and his body is even more volatile, as if like duckweed in the wind. And Teacher Zhao's breathing has become a bit heavier. The speed has also become slower. Where is Fudo Myoko? I can't move it anymore. Everyone was stunned. It's too fast. Teacher Zhao has no chance to react at all. www.novelmtl.com. He doesn't even have a chance to capture Brother Feng with positioning tracking. Tang San murmured, furthermore, Brother Feng's strength has become stronger. Even Teacher Zhao, who uses the immortal king's real body, can cause some damage. It seems that his attack will also give Teacher Zhao a certain paralysis effect. How strong is Mr. Zhao who transported the real body of King Fudo Ming? Tang San's all hidden weapons at this stage, except for the dragon's beard needle, and the innuendo that can barely pierce Zhao Wou-ki's skin, are almost completely ineffective and harmless to Zhao Wou-ki. Can only delay time. But now, Brother Feng is actually pressing against Teacher Zhao with speed and strength. Still attacked at the hardest parts of Zhao Wou-ki's body, such as the chest and back, where this kind of defense is super strong. Even, as the number of times increases, all parts of Zhao Wou-ki's body have started to swell at a speed visible to the naked eye. Scars have begun to appear. Everyone was dumbfounded. The situation, almost from the beginning, completely exceeded everyone's imagination. Looking from a distance, Zhao Wou-ki seemed to be in the golden storm formed by Wang Feng's too fast speed. Hard to fight. But Zhao Wou-ki is Zhao Wou-ki after all. But after tens of seconds. Gravity enhancement. Zhao Wou-ki suddenly let out a low cry, and the third 1,000-year spirit ring lights up. The surrounding air suddenly became extremely dense. That kid is too fast, and Zhao Wou-ki can't see the opponent's figure clearly. If he doesn't reduce the opponent's speed, he will find the opponent and there will be no chance to attack. As soon as this spirit ability was released, Wang Feng's figure really slowed down. Zhao Wuji could barely see it. Chapter 75, Soul Skill Combo. Reverse the World. Airland. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Location tracking. Zhao Wou-ki knew that at this time, he couldn't do the same with Tang San just now. The speed of this kid is too abnormal, and the opportunity is fleeting. If he really wants to be crushed by him like this, he really has no chance to react. The tracking and positioning attached to the fourth spirit ability instantly locks Wang Feng's figure. Gravity squeeze. Zhao Wou-ki seized this slightly heavier opportunity and quickly roared. In an instant, the air surrounding hundreds of meters seemed to be instantly squeezed by a terrifying force, centered on Zhao Wuji. Wang Feng was also squeezed in an instant. After is tracked, Zhao Wou-ki can follow him, his speed advantage will be greatly reduced. And this gravitational squeeze gave him no chance to escape. This is a set of combo. Zhao Wou-ki really is Zhao Wou-ki. Wang Feng was a little surprised when he was fighting Tang San just now. Although Zhao Wou-ki had used all these spirit abilities, they were released at intervals, giving Tang San many opportunities to release hidden weapons, and now, it was released in one breath. Count the spirit rings, and they lit up directly from Zhao Wou-ki. Is like a fighting game. Seize the opportunity, use various moves, and play a set of ultimate combos to kill the enemy in seconds. Don't give any chance. Instead of just using simple down right arrow, A, or down right arrow down left arrow, B, or down left arrow, A, this is Zhao Wou-ki's true strength. I took it, and the real thing came out. If Zhao Wou-ki dealt with Tang San just now, Tang San would never have the opportunity to use a hidden weapon. Strong Vajra Palm. Looking at Wang Feng's figure, being pulled closer by himself, Zhao Wou-ki continued to shout. Seems to be after Iorihan Sunflower 3 styles, it is about to kill 8 young girls. Of course, this is just an analogy in Wang Feng's mind. Wang Feng didn't expect that Zhao Wou-ki could use his soul skills so perfectly and seamlessly. I saw that Zhao Wou-ki's hand suddenly changed to the size of a fan, and he slapped Wang Feng, who was being squeezed against him at this time. Almost instantly. Zhao Wou-ki's series of moves dazzled everyone's eyes. The change and connection of the spirit abilities in this one can be described as wonderful to the peak, completely trapping the enemy. Also happened in a flash. Ms. Xiao is so strong. Xiao Wu swallowed lightly. Maybe he was really playing with us just now. Everyone was silent. Tang San also watched with extremely solemn eyes, feeling grateful in his heart. Teacher Zhao really didn't let go of his hands and feet, and he didn't show any real skill at all. If he did this to himself just now, he would directly release 4 consecutive spirit abilities in one breath. He would never have a chance. After the gravity is strengthened, the positioning tracking is released instantly, and by gravity squeezing, it can make Teacher Zhao closer to himself almost instantly. In the end, with the momentum of the thunder approaching each other, they used a strong Vajra Palm to kill themselves with one slap. At this time, I saw Zhao Wou-ki slap in the face of Wang Feng and slapped it. This short period of 2 or 3 seconds seemed to instantly reverse the situation on the court. Do you fight for power? Then let you taste your own power. Seeing that slap hit, Wang Feng's eyes flashed golden light, and the whole person seemed to have entered a wonderful realm. In an instant, the movements of Zhao Wou-ki's body seemed to have entered a state of slowing time in Wang Feng's eyes. These 5 years, Wang Feng practiced day and night non-stop, and fought with countless soul beasts, and sometimes with strange soul masters. In terms of richness, it is far more exciting than Tang San and Xiao Wu. In the 5 years of intense battles, Wang Feng can sometimes feel that he has entered a mysterious state. In this state, my perception will be greatly improved, and I can use various skills that are usually difficult to use. You can see through the enemy's various attack trajectories. The spirit becomes extremely sensitive, and any wind and grass can be easily detected, so as to avoid many unavoidable attacks. Just like now. With this palm, in just 2 seconds, Zhao Wou-ki used his extremely rich combat experience without any reservations, and used this set of soul skills combo, so that he could not have any chance to react. Don't talk about Wang Feng, even if the same soul sage is here, he can't react at all. Only before Zhao Wou-ki displays the gravity enhancement, he is kept away from Zhao Wou-ki for a few hundred meters, can he be completely spared? Is the real thing of the soul saint after all? However, Wang Feng's accumulated combat experience over the past 5 years has also brewed this peculiar state. This state, Wang Feng called it, air world. After the whole person enters the airspace, everything is empty, various attributes, spiritual perception, greatly enhanced, as if only oneself exists. A wonderful state of mind. To put it simply, it is similar to the burst of potential, but it is stronger than the burst of potential, but this state will increase the consumption of soul power. With Wang Feng's spirit power at this time, it can last a few minutes at most. But now, it is enough, does not take a few minutes. After entering the air state, Wang Feng's body plummeted by several points, almost the slap in front of him, passing from the tip of his nose. Immediately afterwards, he attached only his hand to Zhao Wou-ki's elbow, and with a light touch, he felt that there was a terrifying energy hidden in it. One can imagine how powerful this slap is. However, Wang Feng's mouth curled up with a smile. With a peculiar body posture, in the air state, the palm of his hand moved, which instantly changed the direction of Zhao Wou-ki's slap, and turned to his own face. Snapped. I saw a crisp slap suddenly sounded. Zhao Wou-ki's whole person suddenly turned up in the same place, turning around several times. Just fell on the ground. Wang Feng stood there lightly. Just now, his posture was originally modified by Tang Hao's core technique of the chaotic cloak hammering technique in the Holy Soul Village, has long been used not only for the initial swinging of irons. Yu reads www.yuukangshu.com and can be directly used in various battles. Can be considered completely out of that chaotic cloak hammering method, and has taken a newer path, and this special attack technique, Wang Feng called it, reversal. Is based on the very famous martial arts in a martial arts novel in the previous life, and the martial arts is called, Dozhuan Xing Yi. In the air state, the mental perception is greatly enhanced, and the control of the body becomes more precise, and the reversal of the world is like a fish in water. Kong Jing, reversing the universe, is Wang Feng's biggest gain in the past 5 years. Because the normal practice of meditation is too slow, Wang Feng had to rely on a lot of battles to achieve his current level 30, these massive battles also gave Wang Feng an empty realm and summed up a reversal. After all, as a modern person, Wang Feng has to mess up his own things, it is impossible to rely entirely on spirit skills. It was like Tang San had his own hidden weapon, Shen Baolu. Wang Feng didn't have it, so he had to play around slowly. Wang Feng also knew that it was impossible to compete with Zhao Wou-ki, who had shown his true power just by relying on his deified soul ability. Even if his 76th level soul power was only 70%, Wang Feng could not be able to hold it. In the eyes of everyone, he can only watch. Zhao Wou-ki slapped Wang Feng, but he suddenly changed his trajectory. Slapped him in the face. Hit him directly. Then suddenly fell on the ground, throwing up a cloud of dust. In an instant, everyone watched this scene, a burst of petrification. After a while, Zhao Wou-ki's voice intermittently sounded. Boy, what did you call that trick? Chapter 76, Strong King Kong Roar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The trick that Xiao Wou-ki asked was just that Wang Feng used Xiao Wou-ki's own powerful Vajra palm to reverse the world and slap Xiao Wou-ki on the ground. Not only Xiao Wou-ki asked, the rest of the people also felt extremely curious. Is too weird. I hit myself. In the distance, Xiao Wou-ki slowly stood up from the dust, his face a little red and swollen. With the palm just now, he was afraid of breaking this little boy. He used about 70% of his power. Unexpectedly, not only didn't a palm hit, but also reaped the fruit. Xindao, if you use your full strength, I am afraid it will be even more uncomfortable, impossible. His own soul skill combo, as long as it hits the increase of gravity, it is impossible to react. But just now, this kid didn't know what moves he made. After avoiding it, he still used his strong Vajra palm to hit him in the face. Moreover, the power has increased a bit, which is extremely strange. Wang Feng stood faintly on the spot, saying, the move is called Reversal of the Universe. It is not a soul skill, but a technique. Hearing this, everyone was stunned. Reverse the universe. Xiao Wou-ki murmured a few words, what a reversal, that the palm that I had just hit him was supposed to hit him and ended the battle, but it hit him, and it hurt himself. To reverse the situation again, isn't it just a reversal? However, what Xiao Wou-ki is more interested in is why Wang Feng could evade his soul skill combo just now. But this, Xiao Wou-ki didn't ask much. Your teacher taught you. Xiao Wou-ki shook the dust off his body and asked with a smile, this technique is very clever and ingenious. The 4 words reversing the universe are full of majestic meaning. At first glance, the experience is not simple. Hearing this, Tang San and Xiao Wu on the side were stunned. Teacher. Does Brother Feng have a teacher? Then I heard Wang Feng shook his head and said, no master, I can figure it out by myself. As soon as spoke, the surrounding area was quiet. Oh, it's okay. I wonder, it came out. Xiao Wou-ki swallowed, can this be figured out? You, a 12-year-old baby, can figure out such an incomparable technique? Unless. Xiao Wou-ki seemed to think of something, his pupils shrank slightly. If you want to sum up this brilliant technique, there is only one possibility, through countless battles. An extraordinary wisdom. This kid is not easy. Reverse the universe. Tang San on one side thought, this seems to have evolved from the core skill of the chaotic cloak hammering technique with strength. I remember when Feng Ge and Su Yuntao first fought, it seemed I have used this technique before, and I used it occasionally when I was fighting against Xiao Wu. Unexpectedly, Feng Ge has already summed up a set of unique techniques over the years. Even, not limited to the chaotic cloak hammer method, it can be used in more battles. If it is placed in my world, this can be regarded as a pioneering martial arts master, right? Tang San was secretly shocked. In his previous life, he was only obsessed with the hidden weapons of the Tang sect, but he has also studied many martial arts, knows that it is not so easy to create a special martial arts. Moreover, this special technique gave Tang San a feeling beyond the scope of martial arts. You know, Mr. Zhao just now used spirit skills. Not an ordinary move. Even this kind of spirit ability can be reversed and bounce back. As you can imagine. Ms. Xiao, are you still coming? Wang Feng said with a smile, there are empty realms and reversal of the universe. Xiao Wou-ki wants to use his soul skills to injure himself, it is impossible, unless he uses a more silly way to drag his soul power out. After all, the 66th level of the soul sage, compared with the current Wang Feng's soul power, is still much more. Wang Feng's soul power is compressed and purified, but the durability of the soul power at this time is comparable to about 50. The sky also consumes more soul power, but who is Xiao Wou-ki? How could he use such a shameful way? If Xiao Wu is still possible. Ha ha ha, good boy. Don't be proud of you, although you and the reversal of the universe are powerful, but I must have a way to deal with it. Xiao Wou-ki was taken aback first, then laughed, I'll let you see it. But I can't use the last soul ability against you. The last spirit ability of Xiao Wou-ki is the real body of Xuanhuan. Once is turned on, the strength is completely different, and Wang Feng has no chance of winning. That thing is equivalent to fighting hard, so it is impossible for Xiao Wou-ki to use it. Although your reversal of the universe is very mysterious, my sixth spirit ability is very restrained. Xiao Wou-ki smiled and said, this battle should also be over. Let me use my sixth spirit ability, boy, you should be proud. That the moment the voice fell. Wang Feng, why do these words sound a bit familiar? Dai Mubai seemed to know something, his expression changed, and he quickly said to Tang San and the others, quickly, back. After finishing speaking, without giving any response to a few people, he directly pulled Tang San and the others, and quickly evacuated backward. Also, plug the ears, block them firmly. Tang San, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, Xuanhuan possessed. Ning Rongrong, you come behind the three of us, Dai Mubai said with an extremely solemn expression. The experience seems very sophisticated. Everyone was startled, wondering what Dai Mubai meant. But still did it. For a time, the three spirit rings rose, and their momentum skyrocketed. How can the teacher be like this? Use this move with Wang Feng. Dai Mubai whispered. Daihua, what is the sixth spirit ability of Teacher Zhao? Xiao Wu asked curiously. The others also looked at him. Dai Mubai opened his mouth. www.novelmtl.com was about to speak. I saw Xiao Wou-ki in front of him with a low growl, and the sixth spirit ring on his body, the pitch-black spirit ring, suddenly glowed with intense light. Wang Feng frowned slightly. He vaguely remembered that Xiao Wou-ki's sixth soul ability seemed to be a roar. Next moment, the ground seemed to be shaking, and countless stones were shaken on the ground. Xiao Wou-ki is condensing a terrifying aura, his face is red, and his eyes turn with wisps of black light. Xiao Wou-ki separated his foot and stepped on the ground, causing the ground to tremble for a few minutes, and countless stones were directly shaken up. Soul skill, powerful King Kong roar. Hearing these words, Wang Feng's face changed slightly. I saw Xiao Wou-ki open his mouth, and a terrifying energy wave shook out from his mouth. Roar! Almost instantly, the rock particles that were shaken on the ground, in this roar, directly turned into powder. This is a large-scale destructive spirit ability. Without touching Wang Feng himself, he can use the power in his roar to make Wang Feng lose his combat effectiveness. At this moment, they were blocking their ears and leaving the area of the square. The countenances of Tang San, 200 meters away, looked extremely bad. Ning Rongrong, who was slightly weaker, fell completely on Xiao Wu's shoulders. Dai Mubai, the strongest among them, also directly activated the spirit possession. Only then could he barely resist the winner. The rest of the people were even more shocked. Teacher Zhao, isn't he a melee soul warrior? What kind of perverted soul ability is this? Xiao Wu gritted her teeth pale. Being so far apart, the three of them felt it was difficult to support them, and their blood was surging, making them extremely uncomfortable. If this is in Feng Ge's position, wouldn't it be? Chapter 77, Cool. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Feng is only 20 to 30 meters away from Xiao Wou-ki. Although Teacher Zhao is an offensive and defensive soul warrior, his soul ability is very restrained from remote attacks or controlling the soul master. Dai Mubai explained in a low voice, the vigorous King Kong roar is a special spirit ability that contains soul power in the sound and is released through roar. Avoidance is inevitable. I rarely see Teacher Zhao using this soul ability. Except for Teacher Zhao's seventh soul ability, this soul ability is Teacher Zhao's strongest move. In the roar, there is a terrifying power that can smash the heart and brain of a soul master. Even if it is the same level, it will at least be dizzy and difficult to resist. It is even more achievable for a soul master whose soul power is far lower than Teacher Zhao. The effect of a spike. Just blocking your ears can't be completely avoided. That's why I asked you to possess your martial spirits to resist. Tang San's face turned pale when he heard it. If Teacher Zhao had used this spirit ability just now, even if he had spare energy, he would be stunned on the spot. One move is enough to completely lose combat effectiveness. Even if many hidden weapons have not been released, I am afraid there will be no chance at all. What about him? Zhu Zhuqing, who had been silent, suddenly asked. He naturally refers to Wang Feng. Everyone was startled. This battle should be over. Dai Mubai shook his head and sighed lightly. Teacher Zhao is too experienced. Tang San whispered, he can clearly see that Brother Feng's reversal requires him to take the initiative to attack before he can use it. In other words, as long as you don't come into contact with Brother Feng, Teacher Zhao has the absolute initiative. He will never suffer the same counterattack again. Zhao Wou-ki's powerful roar of King Kong made Tang San think of the Buddhist lion roar, a kind of unique Buddhism in the previous life. Is very similar. But Teacher Zhao himself is an offensive and defensive war spirit master. It's hard to imagine that he will possess this kind of long-range and large-scale lethal horror spirit ability if he doesn't fight in close combat. If it were on the battlefield, it would definitely be countless auxiliary soul masters the nemesis. Tang San's analysis made both Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing startled. Ning Rongrong on the side was half conscious. She was just an auxiliary soul master, there is such a saying. The reason why Zhao Wou-ki is strong is because of his comprehensive spirit abilities. There is an offensive spirit ability, Strong Vajra Palm, a defensive spirit ability that does not move the king's body, and a spirit ability that restrains agile attack-type war spirit masters with enhanced gravity and positioning tracking, also has the gravity squeeze for group attacks and monsters, and even has a long-range and wide-range offensive spirit ability, Vigorously Roar of King Kong, singled out. Gang fights, he is not afraid. Just now, whether it was with Tang San Xiaowu Zhu Zhuqing, or Tang San alone, Zhao Wou-ki's strength was at most 20 to 30%, and he had to control his strength to avoid being too heavy and hurting several people. To be real, like now, it's just who is up. I don't know if Feng Ge can withstand. A few people looked towards the center of the square slowly. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Worthy of being the most popular Fudo Ming Wang Zhao Wou-ki in the original work. Wang Feng stood on the spot, his feet embedded in the mud, and the power contained in the roar was somewhat beyond Wang Feng's expectations. Although I knew that Zhao Wou-ki's sixth spirit ability was a roar, I didn't expect it to be so scary. Moreover, I was very close to Zhao Wou-ki. The closer the distance, the greater the power of this roar. If Tang San and the others were here, they would bleed out of their 7 orifices and fall to the ground in a coma, which might be life-threatening. Plus it is a long-range and large-scale coverage type, and its own reversal of the universe and the air cannot be avoided. Zhao Wou-ki obviously also saw his shortcomings. With the speed far inferior to him, and being restrained by the reversal of the universe, he decisively chose not to fight melee, and directly activated this sixth spirit ability. Intends to lose the ability to fight with one move. But, isn't this also my chance? A smile appeared at the corner of Wang Feng's mouth. Lift up the soul power of the whole body, and madly resist this terrifying sound wave. What followed was a rapid decline in soul power. The roar continued. After tens of seconds, everyone in Dai Mubai a few hundred meters away was completely limp on the ground. I really couldn't get up anymore, but fortunately, they were not in the center of the square, and they didn't suffer too much damage. They just ran out of spirit power and lost their power. At this time, the roar slowly stopped. Wang Feng's face turned pale, but there was a look of excitement in his eyes, and his whole body was trembling slightly. But, it did not fall down. You haven't fallen down yet. In the distance, Zhao Wou-ki looked at this scene with an incredible look in his eyes. This kid, so close to him, how could he have not fallen? Even if the Soul King is over 50, it is impossible to hold on for so long. Zhao Wou-ki is still confident in his control, considering that this kid is only at level 30, he has not fully used all his spirit power, but in these dozens of seconds, even a Soul King with more than 50 ranks could not hold on to it. This kid, is it so long? Is he really a 30th level Soul Master? Ms. Zhao, are there any more? At this time, Wang Feng stood there with a smile, his face was a little pale, but his tone was still calm. I don't know, how many releases of your soul skills? Hearing the words, Zhao Wou-ki gave a cold snort, stared at Wang Feng for a few times, and slowly said. Little devil, although you can persist now, you don't have much soul power anymore. My soul abilities, although they cost a lot, but it's no problem to come twice. Vigorously roar of King Kong, a large-scale destructive spirit ability, really cannot be used several times. Then don't talk nonsense. Hurry up. Teacher Zhao, it's best to release it with all your strength, don't keep it. Wang Feng laughed. Zhao Wou-ki was taken aback, and immediately laughed in anger. This kid is really a nonsense. I want to release it with all my strength. You can still stand up now. I think Zhao Wou-ki loses, right? What a stubborn kid. Although he was angry with laughter, Zhao Wou-ki did not intend to release Dolly King Kong roar with all his strength. This little monster, he is so cute and pretty, how could it really mess up? However, at this moment, Wang Feng smiled and said. Teacher Zhao, if you have a kind, let this King Kong roar go out with all your strength. Fearful, what a man you are. Heard this, the people in the distance are petrified. Looking at Wang Feng, a thought came to mind, is Wang Feng going to die? Zhao Wou-ki. Boy, you asked for this. Even if you were beaten by the Dean, I would recognize it. Today I won't let you kid lie in bed for a few days, so I won't be called Zhao Wou-ki. Zhao Wou-ki's face changed drastically. These words, no one can bear it, it is more like his temper of Zhao Wou-ki. Zhao Wou-ki is like a bull stepping on the ground, his feet are on the ground, and the 6 spirit rings on his body slowly light up. This is a sign that the spirit power is running at full speed, except for the last one. Great King Kong roar, Zhao Wou-ki whispered angrily. Boom! The sound waves that are more violent than before, are as real as they are, released from Zhao Wou-ki's mouth. Tang San saw this, their complexion changed drastically, dragging their weak body, and backing away again. And Wang Feng, his face changed when he faced the sound wave. The bones and hair all over the body made a crisp sound, and the internal organs seemed to be twisted by a strong force. Too strong. Wang Feng snorted, this powerful King Kong roar is at least twice as strong as before. Even if Zhao Wou-ki didn't use all his strength, he used at least 80 to 90% of his strength. Not to mention a Soul King with more than 50 levels, even a Soul Emperor with more than 60 levels would have to finish it on the spot, although his own physical fitness is strong, but at most it is about the same as a 50-odd War Spirit Master, it is absolutely impossible to resist it. However, how could Wang Feng be so stupid and insist on knowing that he could not resist it? Do you even irritate Zhao Wou-ki? Is very simple, Wang Feng needs to use this strong Vajra roar, with the help of Meteor Tears, to temper his body. A crazy idea. It has been a long time since Wang Feng has reached that state where his body has surpassed its limits. Apart from compressing and purifying soul power, Meteor Tears has not felt the feeling of walking a steel rope between life and death for a long time. Even if you fight with many powerful soul beasts, you can't make Meteor Tears gush out that special energy, repair and strengthen your body, there is no way, the physical fitness is too strong, but now, it is a wonderful opportunity. Zhao Wou-ki's powerful King Kong roar is a special sonic attack, and it is covered in all directions. The lethality is amazing. But for Wang Feng, it is a super perfect body tempering method. He needs to use Zhao Wou-ki's powerful roar of King Kong to put his body at the limit of life and death, and feel the warmth of falling stars and tears again. Of course, this is actually very dangerous. If you are not careful, you will be over. But often the real strong person is able to break through and become stronger in extremely dangerous situations, and be reborn from the ashes. The terrifying power brought by the sound wave raged across Wang Feng's body, as if his whole body was torn apart. Every inch of the muscles in his body were broken. The internal organs and the limbs were all shocked by this sound wave force. Wang Feng closed his eyes. This kind of painful whole body, if it were ordinary people, he would have already screamed in pain, and even passed out in a coma, but to him, it doesn't feel much, even, a little miss, this is worse than the first body recasting. Come out quickly, that because the mental will is extremely powerful, the consequence of this powerfulness is that Wang Feng can feel the pain that Dao's body suffers at all times clearly. But Wang Feng persisted. This is a rare opportunity to greatly improve his physical fitness. After this time, even if Zhao Wou-ki uses vigorous King Kong roar again in the future, it will not have such a good effect. After dozens of seconds, finally, in Wang Feng's expectation, a long-lost special energy gushed out of his heart, slowly moisturizing Wang Feng's whole body. The kind of refreshing is completely beyond words. Every inch of skin on the body, Yu reading www.yuyukanshu.com seems to be moisturized, and the energy from the falling stars and tears flows throughout the body, repairing every inch of skin and bones, making it tougher and stronger. This is not comparable to Qinglian's simple healing power. It is more like a marrow valve body. But at this time, Zhao Wou-ki on the other side suddenly awakened and regretted it shortly after he issued this powerful Vajra roar that almost contained his strength of 80 to 90%. Oops. That kid, I'm afraid that the whole body will be shattered. The anger in Zhao Wou-ki's heart seemed to be extinguished by a splash of water. That kid's physical fitness is weirdly strong, enough to be comparable to more than 50-level war spirit masters, but his powerful roar of King Kong this time is twice as strong as the last time. That kid just seemed to have a little spare energy. How could he still be able to withstand his roar intact? Thinking like this, Zhao Wou-ki stared intently, only to see Wang Feng closed his eyes. His facial features were bleeding, his whole body was trembling. Obviously he was already at the end of the force. This look caused Zhao Wou-ki's heart to sink suddenly, cold. At this time, the people of Tang San who were farther away looked at this scene and were shocked. The secret path is bad. Brother Feng is big. Simultaneously, oops. I'm so confused. Zhao Wou-ki felt regretful in his heart. He was about to condense his soul power, closed his mouth, and retracted the powerful King Kong roar. However, at this moment, Wang Feng in the distance suddenly opened his eyes, a gleam of light flashed in his eyes, and he suddenly shouted. Cool, that the voice falls. In an instant, everyone on the spot, including Zhao Wou-ki, was stunned in place. Like a stone carving, looking at Wang Feng in the distance. Chapter 79, The Second Soul Skill. Ice Flame Angry Lotus. 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This vigorous loud shout shocked everyone on the spot. Cool. Are you like this? Can it be cool? Wang Feng is indeed very refreshing. Feeling the surging power of the body after the body has been washed by meteors and tears again at this time, as well as the refilled soul power, I really want to scream. This time, Wang Feng could confidently say that if Zhao Wou-ki had another powerful roar of King Kong, he would no longer make him the same as before. Even if you still get hurt, it won't be fatal. Even, all aspects of the body have different degrees of growth. If he is to impose a state of deification on himself, Wang Feng will have the confidence to regret Zhao Wou-ki's powerful Vajra palm. You know, the deification spirit ability, after he reaches level 30, the duration, as well as the rate of improvement, will increase. Moreover, it has increased exponentially, and the initial deification skills are doubled in all aspects of physical fitness, strength, speed, defense, etc. And every 10th level of soul power, it doubles. This increase was entirely due to Wang Feng's compression and purification of soul power, otherwise it would not be so exaggerated. This is also why when Tang Sanxiawu Zhu Zhuqing and Zhao Wuji were fighting, he didn't help them. As soon as this thing is opened, let alone a stick of incense, even with 5 sticks of incense, Tang San and the others can hold it. But in this way, Zhao Wou-ki's test for Tang Sanxiawu Zhu Zhuqing is of little significance. To put it simply, Wang Feng did not want to let the 3 of them lose the opportunity to gain experience points, but the duration is still 1 hour. At this time, Wang Feng's physical fitness has been improved again, with a 3-fold increase, which is nothing short of what it was before. Naturally, I have the confidence to reprimand Zhao Wou-ki with a powerful Vajra palm. It's a powerful Vajra palm. But at this time, Wou-ki was directly choked, and his head was full of question marks. Not only him, Tang San, Dai Mubai and others also looked dumbfounded. Although they are far away, they are all spirit masters, but they can all see clearly. Wang Feng was roared by Teacher Zhao's angry vigorous King Kong, bleeding to the directly stunned facial features, and his whole body was shaking uncontrollably. This is obviously about to end. It is outrageous to be able to speak. What I said is still a cool word, which is simply ridiculously boundless. Okay. I should have heard it wrong. Back to the light. Wou-ki took a deep breath and looked at Wang Feng again. This time he wanted to see. His eyes suddenly widened. I saw Wang Feng in the distance. At this moment, he opened his eyes were extremely bright, and he was full of energy, as if he had taken some big tonic. Zhao Wuji was stunned again. Is this really the look of my strong King Kong roar? It's totally different from just now. Is it possible that I vigorously roar with King Kong, and still have this kind of effect against the sky? Wou-ki shook his head, feeling incredible. At this time, Wang Feng's aura seemed to be stronger, and his whole body exuded an extremely powerful feeling. At this point, Wou-ki, the closest person to Wang Feng, felt the most. This kid, although his spirit power hasn't risen, the breath that his body exudes is much stronger. Zhao Wuji was taken aback. What kind of monster is this? After eating at least 80% of his power, the powerful King Kong roar, the Soul King of more than 50 levels would have to die instantly, and the Soul Emperor of more than 60 levels would also be seriously injured and lose combat effectiveness. But this kid, not only is he okay, but he has become stronger. Tease me. Seeing this, Wou-ki's sinking heart suddenly rose. Even if I don't know how this kid did it, but luckily it's okay, then. Roar. The powerful King Kong roar that was supposed to be retracted. Wou-ki turned his mind, but did not take it back. Instead, he used an extra point of soul power to increase his power by a few points. In an instant, the sky above the square seemed to be shaken out by this roar. The roar almost spread throughout the college. Like a tiger roaring in the forest, the momentum of the king of the forest covers the entire mountain forest. Enter an uncle on the other side of the college. The roar came, and Oscar, who was snoring in the tree, suddenly woke up, accidentally, fell directly from the tree. He stood up cursingly and looked at the square in the distance. I'm going. What's the situation? Is there a large number of foreign enemies invading? Let Teacher Zhao use the perverted move of Dolly King Kong roar. Oscar looked speechless. Hey, I broke my previous dream, it's annoying. I'll go and see. With that said, Oscar walked towards the square. Simultaneously, on the square, accompanied by Wou-ki's powerful roar of King Kong, this time, Wang Feng was not waiting to die. Teacher Zhao, do you think that you are the only one who has this kind of spirit ability for large-scale long-range attacks? Wang Feng took a deep breath and said loudly while using his soul power to resist the sound waves and the vigorous King Kong roar, no way. Wou-ki's moves really made him unable to get close. There is still a gap in spirit power. But when everyone heard this, they were shocked again, and Wou-ki Xinzhong also became a little confused. The meaning of this kid's words, is it possible that he also has this similar spirit ability? Impossible. This kid's martial arts and soul abilities are all auxiliary. And many more. Wou-ki seemed to think of something. His pupils shrank slightly. This kid seems to have a second spirit ability. He has 2 spirit rings. Moreover, the second spirit ring is still the 10,000-year spirit ring. Almost at the moment when Wou-ki's heart reacted. Not far away, Wang Feng quietly spread out his palm, and the golden lotus bloomed over the blue-green lotus. At the same time, the second lotus seed bloomed quietly. It was scarlet, scorching red. But the lotus petals are covered with a faint layer of ice. Gives a very weird feeling. But in this contradiction, there is a unique charm that makes people deeply attracted by it. Hard to extricate yourself. Seeing this scene, everyone's eyes widened in vain. What kind of weird spirit is this? Are there 2 forms? Wang Feng lifted his spirit power and surged towards the red lotus petals. Then, he slowly picked a petal. The black soul ring on his body was brilliant. Second spirit ability, Frozen Rage Lotus. Wang Feng slowly spit out a few words, Teacher Zhao, take it. After the words fell, Wang Feng threw the lotus petals in his hand towards Zhao Wou-ki. In midair www.novelmtl.com under the sunlight, this scarlet petal wrapped in ice radiated light that seemed to swallow everything. Okay. Zhao Wuji looked at Wang Feng's petals taken out from the weird red lotus and threw it towards him, and couldn't help but smile. This kid, are you kidding me? Throwing a petal over, is it a ranged attack? When I was Zhao Wou-ki. Flies. Zhao Wou-ki is angry and funny. With that said, he retracted the vigorous King Kong roar, planning to go directly to grab the petals and crush them, at this time. Chapter 80, How much strength did Feng Ge hide? 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He was about to stretch out his hand to grab, but as the petals shot up and approached, Zhao Wou-ki's expression suddenly changed. Wrong. This petal is weird. However, it is too late. Burst. A faint voice came slowly from Wang Feng's mouth. Next moment. Boom. The terrifying explosion, like a blooming icy red lotus, blooms in the entire square with Zhao Wuji center. Tang San and the others who shook far away from the explosion also had pain in their eardrums and looked at the center with amazement. From the central location, a hurricane-like air wave spread directly over. Everything you pass is shattered. Ice Flame Angry Lotus. The second spirit ability. At the 20th level, Wang Feng used his display to instantly destroy everything within 100 meters. He is now at level 30, and he has risen to within 200 meters. The power is even more terrifying. According to Wang Feng's estimation, even a Soul King of more than 50 ranks could not resist it. The flames in the explosion have been frozen and will cause great damage to the enemy. It is Wang Feng's most powerful move now. Moreover, in the past 5 years, Wang Feng has also conducted in-depth research on this trick, even if it provokes the whole Red Lotus. What kind of power would that be? Ice Flame Fury Lotus * Ultimate Edition. Abbreviation, Ice Flame Fury God Lotus. However, Wang Feng didn't plan to be released here because he was too powerful and would definitely kill him, can only be used as a whole card, and this time, this large-scale explosion directly shocked everyone's attention once again. They have never heard that the auxiliary spirit master can still possess such a terrifying spirit ability with a large range of lethality. This power. Dai Mubai trembled. Even if I turn on the White Tiger King Kong transformation, I am afraid I will be shocked to death in it. But Wang Feng is only 30th level, this is his second spirit ability. As a 37th level war spirit master, he said so. Tang San Xiaowu's face paled even more. Wu, how much strength did Feng Ge hide when he fought us? Xiao Wu said weepingly. It should have hidden most of it, such a powerful spirit ability, it's terrifying. Tang San shook his head, the power and damage caused by this move are several times more exaggerated than most of his hidden weapons. And the coverage is too big. Almost half of the square was covered. There is no place to hide at all. His martial soul is so strange. The silent Zhu Zhuqing whispered. A few people were taken aback, before they thought, yeah, what a strange martial soul. Can there be two forms? Moreover, the two forms of martial arts have different abilities. This is too clueless. The teacher once said that Brother Feng also has twin martial arts. Is this another Brother Feng's martial arts? Tang San thought to himself, when he was at Notting College, the master said that he and Feng Ge both possessed two kinds of martial arts, but Feng Ge's second martial soul, he has never seen it. At this time. Little Ghost. Your spirit ability explosion is good, but unfortunately, there is too much difference between your spirit power and spirit ring, and it doesn't hurt me much. If you are 20 levels higher, I really may not be able to stand it. During the explosion, Zhao Wou-ki's voice came slowly, laughing loudly. At this moment, he lifted the immovable king's body, and his defense was invincible. Those flames and ice rims were all resisted by him, only occasionally a trace of ice marks and burns appeared on the skin. A frozen rage lotus, of course, does not do much harm to Teacher Zhao. Wang Feng smiled disapprovingly, his soul power surged violently. Immediately afterwards, there were a few lotus petals waving. But what if there are many? Boom! 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 Blast me, that the voice falls. This time, the smile on Zhao Wou-ki's face suddenly froze. In the air, it seemed as if countless salutes sounded. Countless clouds of smoke rise from the square. The hot air wave, the cold breath, two different forces swept across the entire square. Tang San stared in a daze, breathing air in his mouth for several times. The scorching rays of ice and fire blended, reflecting the shocked expressions on the faces of several people. The bombing lasted for several minutes. How many is it already? Dai Mubai trembled. Such a perverted spirit ability can be used once or twice, right? How did he throw it out like eating and drinking? Generally speaking, the stronger the spirit ability, the higher the consumption, especially the large-scale spirit ability, the consumption of the spirit master is the highest. Just like in many games, group attack skills are the most costly. For the same reason, soul power is the same. There are more than 20. I took a look, and almost at the same time that Brother Feng took off a lotus petal, the fire-colored lotus would automatically replenish its growth and maintain its 12 petals. Tang San's mouth was a little dry, it was stronger than my hidden weapon. Such a powerful spirit ability, it's impossible for a spirit master of more than 40 levels to release more than 20 times, right? Dai Mubai whispered, at the 30th level, it can be 3 or 4 times. That is the spirit ability attached to the 10,000-year spirit ring, and it should be more expensive to guess. Is he really only level 30? In a daze, Dai Mubai thought of the exploding white crystal ball. Brother Feng's spirit power should be somewhat different. Tang San replied in silence for a moment. Indeed, when Wang Feng was at level 20, the frozen flame fury lotus could only release 3 times, but his soul power was compressed and purified at that time, very durable, equivalent to more than 30 levels of soul power. After 5 years of soul power compression and extraction, Wang Feng was able to cultivate to the 30th level. In his words, it took a lot of effort to rise up, but again, the benefits are huge. Wang Feng's soul power at this time is at least as durable as level 50. What he lacks most is soul power. In order to explode more than 20 times in a row. Until Wang Feng ran out of soul power, he shrugged and sighed, "Hey, my soul power is gone." Reading www.uukangshu.com. Teacher Zhao, I really can't beat you. I gave up. With that, Wang Feng waved his hand coolly. At this time, as the bright mist of ice and fire in the distance dispersed slowly, Zhao Wou-ki was revealed. At this moment, Zhao Wou-ki's whole body was burnt, there were bruises and ice marks, and his face was very bad. The clothes are also in tatters, just like a beggar. The most interesting part is that half of Zhao Wou-ki's body is glowing hot, while the other half is ice blue covered with ice marks. Like an ice man, a huge pothole has appeared in the center of the square, and Zhao Wou-ki is lying in the center. He stumbled to his feet, his injuries were obviously heavier than when he fought Tang San just now. At this moment, when I heard Wang Feng's words, I was really angry and laughed directly. It happened that the kid conceded defeat, and he couldn't say a word. Chapter 81, Respective Cards. 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone was speechless for a while. You admit defeat, you simply admit it. Teacher Zhao has been bombarded by you. How do you look at it? Teacher Zhao seems to have lost, and you have won. Wang Feng whistled, walked towards Tang San and the others, watching them all looking at him in surprise, sighed, I have disappointed you. I still failed to beat Teacher Zhao after all. The corners of everyone's mouth twitched. What, you really want to beat Teacher Zhao? At this moment, Ning Rongrong, who was lying on Xiao Wu's shoulders, seemed to have heard Wang Feng's words and slowly woke up. when Zhao Wou-ki used the powerful King Kong roar for the first time, she was an auxiliary spirit master with a normal physique. She had fainted a long time ago, but she didn't see anything in the situation just now. When I woke up, I was startled when I heard Wang Feng's words, and hurriedly said in a low voice to comfort. Wang Feng, don't be discouraged. Even if you fail, Teacher Zhao won't drive you away. Even if you drive away, there are many other good Soul Master Academy. Wang Feng scratched his head. He just wanted to pretend to be compelling, so he said that, but Ning Rongrong didn't see anything, so Wang Feng didn't know what to say. When everyone heard this, they couldn't help but laughed. Zhu Zhuqin also shook his head and smiled. Ning Rongrong looked at a few people blankly, comforting himself. Why are they laughing? Laugh, 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 you guys, laugh a bear. Don't laugh. Zhao Wou-ki shouted cursingly. Ning Rongrong looked at it and saw Zhao Wou-ki's extremely miserable appearance. He couldn't help but screamed and asked with a confused expression. Ms. Zhao, didn't Wang Feng lose? Why are you like this? Zhao Wou-ki's face twitched slightly. Xiao Wu covered her mouth, secretly laughed a few times, and pulled Ning Rongrong, before slowly speaking out the battle just now. Mubai, I have to call Oscar in a hurry. I am hungry and tired now. This kid should not have spirit power to heal me. Zhao Wou-ki said. Although he was injured, Zhao Wou-ki felt he was playing quite well, and he even used the 6th spirit ability, but this kid, the monster, is a bit outrageous. Starting with the first punch from the very beginning, until the back to cast the 1st spirit ability, pressing down on himself. Forcing him to use his true ability, his soul power combo, wanting to directly suppress this kid. Unexpectedly, this kid was able to dodge in a crisis, not to mention, but also use the reversal of the universe, counter his own soul skills, and cause himself harm. In the end, he had to cast his 6th spirit ability twice in a row, and the second time he almost killed the kid, scared into a cold sweat. Fortunately, this kid was strangely resurrected and became stronger. With the 2nd spirit ability, he blasted himself out of nowhere to fight back. This battle was extremely exciting. Also extremely weird. He was a dignified 76th level soul sage, and apart from his Xuanhuan real body, he really didn't retain much ability and strength, so he was overwhelmed by this kid. However, remembering that the kid closed his eyes, his facial features were bleeding, his whole body was trembling, but he wanted to clench his teeth and insisted. Most of the anger in Zhao Wou-ki's heart disappeared, and Wang Feng also sighed slightly. Zhao Wou-ki still has a real Xuanhuan body that is useless, and if he uses it, he is afraid that he will lose in seconds. Because Xuanhuan Jinshan is considered the trump card of the Soul Sage level, however, it is useless to have his own cards. First of all, I have a weight close to 1,000 genes on my body and I haven't taken it off. 2 years ago, Wang Feng spent thousands of gold coins again to create a special protective gear, a small but super heavy special gold. Because I'm used to it, did Wang Feng forget to take it down just now? Wang Feng did not use the real Red Lotus Karma Fire. This thing is too terrifying. Once it is contaminated, there is no way to escape. Wang Feng would not use this kind of trump card against Zhao Wou-ki. There is also the ultimate version of Ice Flame Fury Lotus. Wang Feng dare not use it, because the ultimate version is too large, within a radius of more than 1,000 meters, I am afraid it will be razed to the ground. There was also Qinglian's temporary enhancement of soul power, and Wang Feng was useless. Temporarily increasing soul power means that you can increase your overall strength, and as your level increases, you can only temporarily increase one level at the beginning. At level 30, you can increase your 3rd level of soul power. Of course, it is only temporary, lasting about an hour. But this is also very abnormal. Wang Feng is useless because he is at level 30 and does not have a spirit ring, so he cannot improve temporarily. If it is at level 31, he can directly increase his spirit power at level 3, temporarily reaching level 34. One can imagine how much improvement this has to achieve. This kind of promotion is a pure level promotion, and has nothing to do with any compression and purification of spirit power. Even Tang San Xiaowu and the others are only raising the 3rd level of spirit power, and the extremely mysterious second Xuanhuan. This second humanoid martial soul also made Wang Feng a little confused, because he hadn't excited him once in the past 5 years. It only appeared when the spirit ring was absorbed for the first time and the consciousness was about to be swallowed by the golden light thunder leopard. But even so, Wang Feng knew that when it came to life and death or some special moment, this second Xuanhuan would definitely appear. If these whole cards are really used, then the situation will not be known. It's hard to say. Just a red lotus industry fire. Not long after, a cry of exclamation sounded. Wow, are you demolishing your home? How come our training plaza has become like this? The soft voice came, soft and tender. Naturally it was Oscar. Xiao Ao, why did you come here by yourself? Dai Mubai looked at the coming Oscar and said in surprise, hurry up, don't talk nonsense, here are some sausages and grilled sausages. The biggest feature of food martial arts spirit is that in addition to adding various states, it can also fill the stomach. Dai Mubai looked hungry. The main reason was that just now, the soul power of the few of them also had luck. The spirit possessed by the martial soul, used to resist Zhao Wou-ki's powerful King Kong roar, so they were very tired at this time. Moreover, this wonderful battle can be regarded as numb to the scalp of a few people. www.novelntl.com. I was shocked, like a roller coaster, and I felt a little tired. There are too many details to recall, and there are many improvements to them. Oscar looked at the exhausted look of the few people, and immediately overjoyed. Hey, then I'm right. I just heard Teacher Zhao's Dolly King Kong roar, and I know you must have a big battle. Don't worry. Ready. As he said, Oscar put the wrapped sausage and sausage from the package in front of everyone. 5 copper coins, don't forget to give them after you eat them. When Wang Feng heard this, he couldn't help but glance at Oscar. It was not easy, and he had some business savvy. Know that it was made in advance. However, Dai Mubai ate too and said, although this guy's spell is a bit disgusting, the healing effect of the sausage is really good, and it can fill your stomach. Do you want to try it?